Around 600 days ago, I started this Minecraft world and subsequently this series by building this base. And after all that time, you'd think that it would be finished. But of course it isn't! Does it look like I finished anything? And you better not say yes. Either way, this is gonna be my best attempt. There are 2 exteriors, a barn for the horses, an entrance to the south wing of the house, and 4 rooms for inside. Now, will I be driven to insanity along the way? Yeah. Will I finish the whole house in this episode? No. Is it time to get started? Yeah. So I don't know. Sit back and relax, I guess. You're the one watching. You don't even have to do anything. Just watch the damn video. Okay, all right. Here we go. Today is finally the day. With that being said, I need to finish the storage room. So this side of the base over here, I never actually finished. It has been completely undone for, I don't know, 7 months, probably somewhere around that range. And I'm trying to blend in the spruce details like I did with the boat to the rest of the build so that it looks like one consecutive build palette. A few months ago, I did end up putting the spruce on this side of the base, and I'm probably going to change this up a little bit because I don't really like it. But I also, a few days ago, decided to stretch this out and make it a little bit rounder. You can see it from the side here. It's more of an arc than it was here, where it was just kind of a sloppy slant. Also, all of the detailing with these pillars, like with the birch wood, and blending it together to make it actually look nice, because this looks like crap on every single one of the pillars on this base. I think that's a good place to start. Maybe. I have no idea. Guys, it's been a while. I have no idea what I'm doing. And we're gonna start with the rest of these. Bam! Or something. So you might notice that the roof underneath is not done. I just did the top. That took like 10, 15, 20 minutes. Something like that. But this does achieve the shape that I initially wanted. And it is all rounded off, and it should be lined up. I'm just now checking. Yeah, it looks good. Also, not sure how I'm going to do this little center thing. I want to blend it, make it look a little nicer. For the moment, that is the direction I need to go. And I like it. Now we do the underneath, because these pillars need to be trimmed. I did that over here already. As you can see with this one, it is only like 1 block underneath the spruce. But with that one, it's still the original size. So we got to do all of them. That's going to be another 20-minute venture. That was about spot on, actually. It was only about 25 minutes. Not too bad. Not too shabby at all. But this entire area is now done, as far as, like, you know, the design. Otherwise, there's still a lot of work. So the roof is curved, which I think is pretty clear. None of the pillars are detailed, which is something we got to do. But I'm also thinking about completely reworking this entire room up here because it's kind of useless. I feel like it could use more detail, be a little bit fancier. So that's something we're going to come back to before the end of the video. We just need to get the structural stuff, like with the outside of the base, done first, because that's more important. And I think that that is more of a halting point for me. I'm good at interiors. I'm not good at exteriors. And the more I put off the exterior, the longer it is until the interior is done. Also, I just realized a trapdoor would look perfect right there, but that is not something I'm going to even bother with right now. If I add it, I add it. You guys can look at the next video. But for right now, let's look at this side of the base again. This was the side that I detailed a few months ago, and I think that for the most part, it is what I want it to look like. Maybe just kind of flesh out this a little bit more so it blends with the curve of the roof a little bit more naturally, so that like it doesn't look as blank there, I guess. What I've got to do is then copy it over to this side so that we at least have something to go off of, because right now, this isn't the same thing at all. So I'm going to do that right now. You really mean the words you said? Yeah. And now that that's mirrored, we can finally take a look at the bottom section. And you can also take a look at my Blue Sky page, where I'm going to be posting updates about things like this. Isn't that awesome? That's so cool. That's great. I'm going to wrap these down underneath, and I'm going to try to get a good design going for here, and try to finish these off a little bit. Mostly just the exterior. You know, anything helps right now. So I built this little add-on over here, which is a doorway, and I want to explain more of what it is. But to do that, we have to go somewhere else. So over here, Stampy's World, obviously. We've done this 1,000 times already, I'm sure. At entrance of the house, there is this little area with a bunch of staircases and stuff. Just to the left is the doghouse. There's a slime farm entrance right here. There's a doghouse entrance right here. There's a ton of staircases, essentially. But what that doorway was that I was just thinking of is kind of the underneath to this area. We come from the side of the house underneath, and instead of going underneath the actual building, we're just going down underneath into the basement. It's just going to be another entrance into the house, and I kind of thought that was cool to incorporate it in that way. Because where the doghouse would be in my world is the giant crater in the ground, which will eventually house all the dogs and everything. But it's not going to look anything like this. Not even remotely close. Most of this doesn't look the same, and that is fine. I was just going for the general shape and layout, which I think only really gets resembled by these two buildings in my world. I don't know. Look, I'm a beautiful woman. That's basically just my mind space, though, going into this. The underneath to the entrance is pretty much just what I'm working on with that little doorway and everything subsequently underneath the storage room, if that makes sense. Which I hope it does. And this is ultimately how it ended up looking. I actually kind of like it. I didn't think this was going to turn out as well. I did want to incorporate stone in the bottom here, but just this one section to signify that there's an entrance here stands out, and it looks good. I also am really a fan of this window with the slightly less dramatic curve. Well, I guess that's a slant, you know what I mean, but it looks good. These aren't finished the whole way because I'm not certain how it's going to interact with the water yet until I do this room. But that's it. The exterior of the storage room's finally done. You know, it's only been a year and a half and whatever else. So what's next? It could be these rooms, finishing off the exterior of this, doing this tunnel and polishing off that tunnel. It could be to redo the tower, which is on the agenda, or it could be to add the spruce into the main section of the house, all of which need to be done. Or even better, digging that tunnel out and actually adding the basement underneath, which also needs to be done. And this is going to head straight over somehow into the doghouse area over here, where this terrain is going to then be done all the way over there. Yeah, it's a whole thing. It's a whole project. This is ridiculous. I'm going to figure out what I want to do next. Well, that didn't take too long, except that there's men in my basement. What do you want? That's fucked up, dude. Honestly, one of the... probably the only way to go about this now is to finally do this terrain. And that's going to include doing the bridge across, because that's going to give me a anchor point for the wall of this building, or at least the corridor here, and then the rest of this terrain, which shouldn't be too bad. Well, either way, strap in for the long haul, because this is going to be one big time lapse. And there we go. This might be the coolest thing that I've ever built. It's too detailed. I was sitting down here and I looked at it and I went, oh, wait a minute, this ain't right. And it doesn't fit with anything else in the area. Now, it could use some work. There's some areas that aren't exactly finished, and there's some areas that could use a little bit of a texture cleanup. Like, there's a little bit too much cobblestone there for me. It's stuff like that, like a little bit of tweaking. But generally, it's altogether, for once, a project. It's almost done. Just ignore this part. Just ignore down here. Just don't think about it. Don't think about it. I'll get to it. It wouldn't be a project if I didn't leave it half finished. But this leads on to the next area, which should be the doghouse, finally. You know, I've only been saying I was going to work on this for a year, as with everything else. And for this, I want to grab the dogs, because I have something I want to bring up. A little bit of a funny, perhaps. Gray, Dingle, Brick, Sage, Emmy, Uploaf. So, with all 6 of the dumbasses, I joked in the Christmas special that they look like the Power Rangers, and I kind of want to go with that. I have 2 dogs that I still need to get, and I'm going to get them in the world, like the 2 new variants. At least 2 of the new variants, you know what I mean? And I have names and stuff planned for them, and I know what they're going to look like, but I don't think that they're going to be a part of this, like, Power Ranger group. This is, like, the original 6, because these are the only Taiga dogs I'm going to have for, like, you know, the foreseeable future, now that there's variants and everything like that. So I'm thinking that they're going to have, like, 6 rooms adjacent to, like, a living room-esque area where they can, like, meet together. And there could be like a conference table or something. I don't know. Can you not try to push each other off that cliff? But if we go down here, I'm actually not sure where I want this stuff now. So this area with the waterfall. Okay, first of all, it looks beautiful. I haven't really seen it from this angle. That looks good. I think that this is still going to lead over to the storage room somehow. Not entirely certain how. But up there, that original window that I did right here is probably going to be where that conference room is going to be. Good one. Nice job. Oh, you too. Great. I don't really have a design for this yet, but that does mean that this entrance is probably going to change a little bit here. And then the dog rooms, all of this stuff is going to be over in here, which actually works out all right because I was going to use this for something else, this entire room here, and I don't think it's going to work. I don't think I can get the design I wanted in this like tight space because this is the floor to the storage room right there. Those are the copper bulbs, and then right above it is the glass. So it is quite literally right here, which means I can't really do anything as far as like a detailed ceiling unless I copy this over and use it as like a ceiling light. Also, I need a bee farm because none of those are waxed. Yeah, so I might duplicate this, make this room a little bit bigger, and then this might just be like, I don't know, something? It's gonna be something. I don't know what it's gonna be, though. And then all the dog stuff will be on this side, wrapping around to the other side there. And whatever this hallway will be, and then this can finally connect up to the tree farm, which I've been waiting for a while because I have to fly out every time. Not optimal, but we can fit a staircase in somewhere. This was always the I'll deal with it when I have to deal with it project, and now I have to deal with it, and I have no idea what I'm doing. Oh god, it's been like 15 days. I have no idea how to get back into this video right now. This is the final... This is the finalized version of the hole. I really like the way this terrain came out, I'm not gonna lie.
So let me give you a bit of a tour.
So the entire side of this mountain I trimmed down. It was a pretty simple process. Nothing too crazy. It was just digging. And then this whole section, I decided to do a little bit of terrain work and, polish it off with some gradients and make it look mossy, and I like it. It looks good. But you can see there's windows on the other side, and this is finally the dog dens, after a year and a half, whatever. So over here is... Over here's the reception room. Over there, we have the dog dens, and at the front desk, we have Cheryl, the receptionist. So last episode, the Christmas special, I had a cat named Gunnar that I decided I was going to rename. They're now Cheryl, the receptionist to the dog den. Let me show you some of the rooms, because all 6 of them have their own designs, by the way. This is Dingle's dorm room. It looks quite nice. I like it. What do you think? You like it? I'm gonna sleep in your bed real quick so no monsters get in here. Right next door, we have Sage's little garden, which I like because I wanted to keep the theme of this area where it's nice and open and natural. You like it, don't you? Yeah, I'll take that as a yes. This is Uploaf's studio where you can Uploaf. He's got a triple monitor setup. Instead of Apple, I used Glowberries this time. I thought it was funny. Over here, we have Gray's... I didn't really come up with a name for any of these. Right next door, we have, Brick's Asylum. And then we have Emmy's little fancy home. I thought these were funny. I like them, though. And it's all along this one little hallway that we're gonna have just right here that we can access really quick. And it's connected up here to the little reception area. Okay, editing Zaroshii here. I attempted to explain the redstone. I'm sure you can imagine how that went. Bear with me for a minute. It was a bit much. For the beginning of each episode, I have an idea now. This is Dr. Decision. If you wave him, just wave his arm, it will randomize who we have to take with us. So in this instance, we got Gray and bring a cat too. So we can have other options. I really only think a cat would be, yeah, I don't know. Maybe we can have one that like only a cat. Let me explain more. So underneath the floor, we have a little bit of redstone and it just basically randomizes the 6 dogs right here in this hopper. It goes into a dropper and it shoots out through the carpet. And this one is a randomizer that decides, I think it's like a 25% chance or so that will shoot up the fish thing. So that's actually the only one in here. See, it's just to bring a cat. So when you hit the hand, it shoots up 1, and then it has a chance to shoot up the fish. Of course, we've got it twice in a row. See? And in that instance, it was just a dog. So most of the time, it should just be 1 dog. And because of the way I have this set up, see how it stays in the barrel here? There's also one locked in the hopper. So it's basically, if we get a dog, it can't show up in the rotation again for 2 episodes, which would be good. And we'll do this at the start of an episode. We'll come down here, we'll wave Dr. Decision, and it'll decide who comes with us. And in this instance, it's Emmy. So, because we haven't done this in basically forever, and I've let the dog sit, we're gonna bring Emmy with us. And I can just run down here, out of the 6 little dorm rooms that I've made, and grab Emmy. It's pretty simple, and I like it. A lot of this design isn't done, though. I want this entire area to have, like, a little bit of, like, a meeting area, and, like, a bunch of quality of life for the dogs, I guess. So that's what some of these hallways are gonna link to. But over here, that means that this sign for the dog dens is no longer correct, because this will go over to something, which I'm not too sure yet. And I guess you could technically branch down this way. And that leads to reception, and this leads over to the dog rooms. But this staircase, this is our new and brand new improved, whatever the hell. This is the tree farm. I found that there's a really good spot right here. This terrain is all natural that led perfectly down into this room, which I think may have been the original intention. I actually don't remember. And then over here, it goes down into the dog rooms. I really like the way this turned out. Same as before, the items get stored here. You can grab them out of the thing and you can plant them, which I need to do because I've been using a lot of oak wood. Goodbye. See you later. And all of the overflow items no longer just get bunched up in the one chest. is this nice little system. I added a secret door. And these are just basic item filters. But this whole design, it pulls the blocks back and it powers these trapdoors. So it auto closes and it looks like part of the wall. I spent way too much time on like the little fine details, like putting the creeper face in here, like trying to make sure the ceilings had cool designs and everything. Oh, but that's not it. That's not the only thing I did because I'm insane. Back over here, where I have this room dug out, I have figured out the solution to this whole... I have no idea what this design's gonna be, like, problem that I had going on. Yeah, you can't make that jump. The reason this is grating is because I have an insane idea. One that is probably gonna take way longer than the scale of this episode. Underneath here, you can see the basic layout of where everything is. I'm thinking of taking these sandstone pillars and this wood design diagonally down for the ceiling over to here and mining out this entire area. I want this all to be like a big open cavern. So we might do something with like archaeology and have something being like uncovered down here. But that means that this little great walkway that I have going on right now would be above like a 50 block fall, which I think would look really cool. The reason that this doorway is there, because at the start of an episode, I can go right here. I can say what I need to say. Yap, yap, yap. I can jump off the balcony, fly down to here, through the land, bounce a little bit over to here, and then into the dog dens. It is a perfect shortcut. So ideally, this is going to stay open. Maybe another doorway like that. But that's pretty much it. A lot of this needs to be tweaked and done, and it's going to take a long time because there's a lot of little teeny little details. But I think I need to move on to something else, and that is probably the other side of the house because this side is killing me. And I, gulp, have not gotten this video done. Gulp. I think since a majority of the outer structure is done and a lot of the rest of the dog stuff is underground, that's kind of a good cutoff for this side of the house, and we'll move on to the rest of it because it's the stuff that's visible. I don't know. Man, listen, this video is like maybe 15 minutes long by now, and it's we're not even halfway done. I need to get moving. The only other thing that I can think of that I want to talk about for right now before I decide what's going on next is this telephone pole. This is a test. It's probably going to get moved. I don't know if I like it here. I don't know if I can even connect it to the ship without it looking weird, but I really, really like these. These are going to go in the city, which I've been planning up. There's men behind me. Let's go kill the men, Emmy. This is like the 14th pillager raid I've gotten. Whoa, there's like 8 of them. I like that the dogs are capable of killing shit now. Yeah, you're not gonna die when you get shot with an arrow. Yeah, you're awesome. So I think that I have a problem. I've laid out all of my storage. Yeah, no, I need a storage system. I need something automatic because I've gotten way too lazy. This is everything that was in the barrels, the chest sitting here, and my inventory. Yeah, no, this is bad. Like some of these are just full of stone. That one's empty. That one's my iron shulker box! Okay, I've decided we're starting on this side of the house. I want to get this side done. But first we have to deal with a problem. A very large problem. I'm sorry, little ones. I mean, hey, at least it was satisfying. Also, this is the first one-ring trader I've seen in days. And you sell nothing. You're useless. You sit in the hole and think about your life. I also have not come over here and looked over at the landscape in so long. I love this place. Oh, God. I'm getting nostalgia. It's been a long time since I've touched this side of the house. It's gonna be amazing once it's finally done. Also, this is the grand total of meat. Also, I never introduced you guys to the little friend in my hotbar. This is Dr. Jeremy Codlington. He's a little guy. So I think we're gonna start over here with the horse stable. I think I may have shown this off as like an idea or a concept and like a little while ago. I don't know. It's been a while. But right here on this side of the house, we're gonna have a horse stable, and it's gonna come up to about here where there's gonna be a retaining wall, and then, you know, you can go out that way and there'll be paths and everything like that. So from this side of the house, you'll be able to take an exit out and go up into the horse stable. I think I just found a cool design for it. This horse stable is by Grayson Builds. I'm not gonna be building this exactly, obviously, but I am gonna be taking inspiration from this throughout the entire build with the curved shape and ultimately the blue roof, because I really think that'll stick out here. So I'm gonna get on that because this is gonna take me probably the rest of my night. Yeah, all right, I'll see you see you soon. Sir, you're supposed to be in the clubhouse. How did you make it down here? I know you're eager to have a new home. I get it, but like you came all the way downstairs by yourself. Okay, I guess you'll be the first to test it out then. Jesus Christ, impatient animals. Emergency. So it turns out I don't have any prismarine, which is to be expected, but I really want to polish off this roof right now, and I don't want to save it for later, so we are gonna do it. And by do it, I mean go get prismarine. Honestly, let's take both tridents. We're gonna need it. Here we go. Ooh, sponge room. That was quick. Double trident's actually insane. I think that may have been all of them. I may have killed the other two the last time I was here when we were looking for the armor trim way back when. Well, in that case, free blocks. It's good to know though, because if I do an ocean monument farm, this is the one I was gonna pick. So it's good to know it's already cleared. And we're gonna grab these while we're here. I'd say this has been a successful trip so far. Okay, this is insane.
Bye-bye, losers.
That looks so goofy. All right, let me finish this. And well.
The horse stable is done.
I totally didn't record this once and, you know, it was muted the whole time. You know, I totally didn't do that. Let me give you a little bit of a tour. So from the door, we have this little bridge that comes over across this little gap that I decided to leave in the terrain because I think the natural terrain looks pretty cool here. Have this little path leading into the front of the horse stable where we have two horse stables on each side. I guess individual pens. I brought all of them down here. We have Penelope, Sergio, Bojack, and Rutherford, of course. You absolute maniac. What are you doing? Then we have a backdoor entrance right here that looks beautiful. This is probably the best angle of the build, I'm not gonna lie. All of this needs to be prettified still, so I'm gonna do that eventually, and it needs to be mob-proofed because, don't really want anything walking into the barn. And more so, don't want anything walking into the house because this is not an entrance. This is gonna get blocked off. But over here, I am gonna have a doorway into this room so that you can come down here into the office, into the library, and then into the rest of the house. But from this staircase, you can also go up into the storage part of the barn, where there's just a bunch of junk up here. I threw some stuff on the ground and called it a day. But this is going to be a doorway into the clubhouse. So everything's connected. The reason it's blocked off right now is because of these two. I don't really want to, risk letting anything in. But if you couldn't tell from the build already, that window is directly lined up with this one, the original window I had planned for here. And I think it turned out beautifully. This is by far one of the coolest looking structures I've ever put down. It's really coming together. I mean, I still got to do that entire body of the building, that hallway, and redecorate the entire middle and do the tower again. But, that's nothing. That's really nothing. Like, clearly that's nothing. That won't take too long, will it? That won't take long at all. 7 hours! I've been sitting here for 7 hours! Albeit it is the next day. But I have been working on this for 7 hours. And this is what I've been working on. So this is the patio over on the entrance of the house. And it's only partially done. This took forever. So over here we have a little fireplace. We've got the windows on the side. I kept the staircase that goes down underneath. And from the front, you might be able to guess that is the same circular window from the other side. You can't really see the entire way through the house because of the chimney. But if you were to fly straight through here, this is the same window. Also, there's this mess on the side, which I kind of detailed, kind of really didn't. The reason I put 3 chimneys here, as well as 2 over there, is because I hate corners. I hate corners, and we're not going to talk about how much I hate corners and how much I don't know how to decorate the corners. But I think that this is going to be part of the lore of the base now. These chimneys aren't going to have the smoke particles coming out of it like those ones. It's going to have like steam coming out of it. These are the chimneys for the geothermal electricity that I have running through my base. Yeah, that's a thing. And if we go inside, it's empty. There's shulker boxes. There's a shelf. And I guess the most important thing is this map of the base that I threw up. It looks pretty neat looking at it from above. I mean, it looks way smaller than it actually is, but I didn't decorate any of this yet. I have no idea what I'm going to do, aside from one thing. So Casper the Snow Golem has been sitting underneath the base since the start of this world, and only recently I brought him up here. And I think it'd be really cool to give him a little place up here. This can be like his little apartment, similar to across the street where Joe Biden and Paul have their little apartment. We can give Casper one over here. So I'll decorate this and make it look nice. But this is it. This is the exterior on this side. I did also work on the side here. I think this is the finalized design for the top at least, which I copied mostly. I just didn't do this little shimmy. It's coming together. I mean, it looks insane from above. And yeah, no, like I said, imagine these 2 chimneys and these 3 with like built steam going in the wind. That'll happen. Not right now, because I don't feel like doing that right now. But there's only one other thing that I'm really not confident about right now, and that's the tower. What if I just, That's the sound it makes. What do we think of that? I like that a lot more. It looks a lot better than that. This shoot always felt way too long. I think it could work. Oh, and I have to do that too, but oh, but that looks so good. That looks so good. It looks so good. I love it so much. Oh, that's a basalt generator. I don't know if you noticed, I was experimenting with a little bit of lighting on the patio here, and I used a bunch of basalt, and I'm really starting to like it. Just like I'm starting to like copper. So yeah, those are already in my books for projects that we need on a mass scale. And check this out. This is insane redstone. Wow. My pickaxe is looking a little worse for wear, so we're gonna go over to the village and repair. Oh my god, it rhymed! You know, I bet it seems a little insane, the fact that I'm just doing this all at once. Like, it took how long to get the house even started, and now it's been how long since, like, you know, I said I was gonna finish it? And now, all at once, in one episode, I'm finishing the house. Well, at least as much as I can stand. It is because I really want to get myself back into gear, and I want to actually make these episodes more frequent. And in order to do that, I need to get the fear of the house out of the way. That might seem a little crazy, but you know, I'm scared of getting this wrong. I've been scared of getting it wrong for a long time. And every time I start working on it, I get upset. We really, really need an Enderman farm. I cannot trade with them. I just need to finish something. Like, I just need something to be done, completed. I need to be able to look at something and say, hey, I built that. This whole episode, I was fighting, trying to get, like, you know, just enough storage space to be able to work through the shulker boxes. I need farms for things. I've been out of a lot of materials that I needed for this. Like, the basalt generator was spur of the moment. So there's a lot of stuff that I want to work on. Like, for instance, when I was working on the bridge earlier, like, 2 weeks ago for me, 10 minutes ago for you, I built a moss farm in creative. I have it planned out. I know how I want to have it. I have the whole design done. But in order to do that, I want to be done with the house. Or at least most of it. You know what I mean? I do feel like this is a good time to mention that if you're still watching, you should subscribe and like and comment if you haven't already. I greatly appreciate it. All right, good enough. We're leaving. It's gone. Isn't that awesome? Now I'm debating on whether or not I want it central or if I want it on this side. I think that this side would feel weird, but it might look good. And in the center, it might look phallic. And that took like 15 minutes. I really don't want to have to do it again. Maybe central. I'm gonna try it. Whatever. We'll see. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Well, that was embarrassing. I just moved it 3 times. And ultimately, the older position just... It's iconic. It's goofy. I gotta keep it. I made nether brick wall, and I'm gonna make some nether brick fences. I have some netherrack smelting right now, and I want to try something. But while I'm waiting, I might as well get more kelp. Holy freaking items. That's so satisfying. Is it bad that my only furnace array is still down here? It's so far out of my way. Look at that. Now it'll smelt away. A whole 30 nether brick. Yay. Well, that didn't work. Sometimes it amazes me, the ideas that I have that don't work, and I still execute on them.
And just when things couldn't get worse, something horrific happened. I was just minding my business when all of a sudden...
I just fucking killed Dr. Codlington. You've got to be kidding me. Oh my god. Today is a devastating day. Here we lay to rest Dr. Jeremy Codlington, the Jeremy Bucket. All of his wealth, a totem of undying because I don't know what else to throw in here, and these 2 signs in loving memory of Jeremy Codlington. I had to spell it differently because it didn't fit on the sign. To further on his legacy, this axolotl I've had in my inventory since the stream like a month ago. Instead of JC for Jeremy Codlington, we're gonna name him CJ. Oh, CJ. You'll carry on the legacy of Dr. Jeremy Codlington, won't you? I need water! Great point. This is so stupid. I'm not gonna lie, I'm having a bit of a moment right now. It's almost done. That tunnel has been... partially done since like episode 3, I think. It's been over a year. I can't believe that. And it's almost done. What I've done is I added supports up here. So it is still the same length, which looks a little awkward, but I kind of like it. I think it's charming. And these supports just help sell the effect that it is actually like a building that is supported. Same with a few of those. I've redid that pillar. And I did change these, and they look a lot more sturdy. So they went straight in before, and now they angle back out. And it honestly looks way more balanced. Like, look at it. It looks so good. You know what that means? No time for lollygagging. It is probably time that I do this side of the house. Oh, it's so ugly. It's, something. I gotta somehow do all of this and then add another section onto the bottom. And I have no idea what I'm doing. So this is gonna be fun. And that is it, my friends. After a month of building, well, not this specific section, but overall, the entire house, it's finally in a good state. I can't believe it. Hey, let me fly in so you can see what it looks like. If you remember, it looks disgusting from the side. At least it did. And now, It looks beautiful. Beautiful and stunning. Oh, yeah. This right here might be my favorite shot from the entire base. I'm not gonna lie. I really, really like the shape of this window. But look, it goes underneath. So all of this entire section under here can definitely get some renovation, but that's not really in the scope of this video anymore. Like I said, it's been a month. So there's not much more I want to do. I'm gonna be honest. I'm debating on whether or not I want to do an interior here really quickly. This room, I have no idea what I want. I don't know how I want to do Casper's room, and I don't know how I want to do the entrance. So that's off the table. But the library and my office, I've had planned for a while. So I think we might do that real quick. That way, this side of the house is completely done. And then next time, all we have to do is this entrance and finish off the kitchen. Well, maybe not next time. You know, in the future. You know, the house will be done eventually. So in order to show you what I have planned for the office, we got to go over to my other world real quick. I was just snorted that out my nose. So this is my old world, but I did a little bit of testing in here. Look at that. There's a nice tree. This was my little practice area for a little bit. A little bit. And I came up with an idea for how I want to do the wall in my office. This is a block palette that casually shifts through the gradients in the game. I want this to be on that far wall adjacent to the horse stable. And honestly, everything here is fairly easy to get aside from the resin block. And I'm also not sure how I want to do the doorway, because if I placed it facing the horse stable like this, the doorway would be right there. So that idea might fall through. We'll see. Because I really want to keep this whole thing intact. But let's get back over there and do this. Do I not have gold? Oh, no. Wait, I used my gold for power rails when I make the when I made the iron farm. You know, the thing.
That's a predicament. Uh-oh.
You've got to be kidding me. There's not even any gold over here. Oh, and I looked right at an Enderman. Fuck you, buddy.
What are you gonna do? Be upset at me? You think I care? You think I care? You think I care? That's it. You get the treatment. Thanks for your balls.
I need raw gold blocks anyway. I'm gonna go down here. There should... Oh, actually, wait, hold on. I might be lucky. It's 1. It's 4. That's close. That's enough. Wait, coral. I bought some from Wandering Trader earlier, along with these vines. Literally the yellow coral. Right here, right here, right here. Check that out. That was lucky. This is supposed to be a frog light. Yeah, that'll be last. There's a lot to be desired about this storage system that I've got going on right now. Oh, yeah, no, quite a lot to be desired. I don't have mushroom blocks, do I? This is also another frog light. Slime block, prismarine, light blue wool, diamond block, purple, magenta concrete. We need 1 mangrove log and I'm gonna steal it. It's fine. It doesn't look like it's floating. I don't know what you're talking about. Acacia! Really? I don't have more on me? You did this. I just need to blame it on someone. Yeah, look. He keeps coming around with, like, the different pale garden stuff, so I'm hoping he has saplings eventually. Yeah, that's right. Honey block. That's gonna be annoying. All right, you guys do something. Have fun. Wait, isn't this poisonous to them? Or something? I feel like I saw that. Just in case. Yeah, you can... Oh, well, okay. Yeah, we're having more bees. Yay, bees! I love bees! Make me honey. Get out of the house! I think the next one is a wet sponge. Good thing I have them. This is from when we raided the ocean monument earlier. Melon and moss.
Please tell me I have melons.
Dude, come on! Really? Get out. Melon, moss, sea lantern, and Emmy. Come along. Try not to... No, where are you going? Yeah, no, I know the habit. Sit down. 2 variations of crimson stem that I don't seem to have. You've got to be kidding me with some of these. This is great. I'm leaving it floating too. I don't care. Another miscellaneous terracotta that I can't even tell the color of. Jungle! Uh-oh. I really need a tree farm. Oh, no. Oh, no. 1 sapling. Okay, because I don't want to deal with this right now, we're just going to grow it and take one log out of it. We're just gonna do that and leave, okay? It's actually a stripped log. Where on God's green earth would I have kept crying obsidian? It's nighttime again! It's been 45 minutes! This won't take too long. This won't take too long at all. Nether brick, cherry log, purple terracotta, ancient debris. Don't mind me, you guys. That's the first time I've done that. That's crazy. I need a stripped dark oak log. I'm going to steal it from the house. I want you to know that. There's definitely a spot that's covered. Just don't think about this. Just don't think about it. Dude, I need dark prismarine. Are you serious? I'm gonna lose my mind. You can't hit me. And now we leave. Good enough. We got the block. Oh, I didn't think they'd be in there. Sorry. Purple? Is that purple? Blue glazed terracotta. Blue regular terracotta. Mud. And blackstone. That's it. Aside from the fact that I'm missing a few things. Frog lights. Those are gonna suck. Resin. Can't do. Yet. Honey block. Coming right up. Thanks, guys. And crying obsidian. That's not bad. I have to have some. Such a weird thing not to have. I do have some. We've been blessed. So out of all of these blocks, the only 3 that we're missing are 2 frog lights and resin. That's not bad. All right, Emmy, what do you think? Is it time to build it? Is it time to build the freaking wall? Yeah, probably. All right, come with me. After we honk shoe. You need to move. Get out. Get out. Move. I didn't know that was a thing. Okay, that's kind of funny. Jesus Christ.
5-nighted Emmys.
Okay, this, unironically, may have been one of my best decisions ever. This is so cool. You walk in, and you're gonna see a palette of a bunch of different blocks that you can use. This is gonna be great for planning and building things. I also have to do this too, but that's with the rest of the room. Hold on, it's getting there. Oh, wait, look at this. So my idea was that the painting won't have any colors in it, and it'll be just a grayscale palette. I really like that. It's like my desk would be here, and I could look at the wall, and I could be like, I want that block, and that's already aging. Oh, please have honeycomb. Oh, bees. Thank you.
You did so well.
Yeah, wax on.
Gah. It's 2 o'clock in the morning.
So before I reveal this to you, I want you to know I watched 3 different YouTube videos. I locked in. This is the redesigned middle entrance of the house. I changed out the floor. I got rid of the obnoxious carpet. That was the plan for a while. The mud brick, honestly, just perfect for this room. Then we have the library. That, of course, I finished in one sitting because I'm insane. This turned out way better than I anticipated. I went for an old school design with this. Just redstone lamps adjacent to note blocks and having a checkerboard pattern.
Pretty nice. I like it.
There's nothing special in here, really. Honestly, I just put the fireplace in. It goes nowhere right now.
Shh, don't tell anyone.
It literally is just under the stage. And here's the side exit, which I like. It looks cool. It makes me go, wow. Honestly, there's room for something else there. Maybe like a head or a sign or something. I don't know. But this is the office. I pretty much finalized it. It's really empty. There's space for other things in here, that's for sure. But I moved a lot of this stuff around and added a few extra blocks so we didn't have to go look for anything else, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't feel like getting the frog lights. I did a hay bale, TNT, a target block. I don't like how close it is to the 2 redstone components. I added the granite in, probably because I use it a lot, and a piston. I think that was it. I don't remember. This can always get updated and changed, but I like it though. It looks cool. But right here, I figured if I was gonna make this as a place to test out the blocks, I might as well have a place to test out the actual pallets. So this little checkerboard in the floor right here, you can throw the blocks into, and it's just a pallet tester. It's great, isn't it? So I'm gonna try to keep this stocked. Right now, we're a little low on everything, but it's coming together. It's coming together. I'm actually really proud of how quickly this game, like, I have been thinking about this library for so long, and it is just beautiful. It's perfect. And yes, I know it bothers me. These aren't centered, but this path was too tight if I had them 1 block further out. You'll have to deal with it, just like I will. But the only thing left in here is this side of the house. The kitchen, which has been halfway done for a year, and the entrance. I'm debating on just finishing this. Initially, I had only planned to do these 2 rooms and then wrap up this video, but it's at like 40 minutes or so, and we still got time. It's not 15 minutes yet. It's not an hour. Not an hour. So I'm gonna come up with an idea, and I'm gonna try to figure out what to do here, because I have no idea. I have not thought about this at all. Okay, I'm thinking spiral staircase in the corner. I've trimmed out the area up top, because I don't want it to be a stupid little simple dinky spiral staircase that I normally build. I want to do something special. So, yeah. Time to go honk shoe. Something like that. That's dinky. How do we make it not dinky? Does that de-dinkify it? No. I have another stone cutter. Man, what happened to all my stone cutters? That's it. There we go. We'll never run out again. No, I needed 64 of them. I do this. Is that less? I know I sound so thrilled with this design. I mean, that doesn't look terrible. Okay, it kind of looks bad. Never mind. Dude, it looks so bad. I don't know, maybe we throw the floor in, it won't look too bad. Hello. Goodbye. So how would I blend this with the staircase? Because I would have to be able to navigate it with the staircase in the middle. Can you get through there? Yes. So technically that works, although I don't know that I like it. Oh, actually, although it kind of looks circular. And then maybe this can step up onto this area? Something like this? I don't know. This is weird. It is 4:30 in the morning. I'm tired. So I've redesigned some, turned this floor into brick as well, just like I did in the other room. I think that it being all oak was a little bit too much, especially with the walls being oak here. So I decided to change it. These are brick. And in here, instead of a staircase, I added an elevator. Sometimes this breaks. Sometimes you miss the thing. It's a whole thing. But this is going to be the walkway. And over here is going to be Casper's room. I started doing a little bit of decoration. I don't like the floor. I think it needs to be like gray-ish. It just needs to be dark. Because this room is too bright. Way too bright. So, I'm gonna try that or something. I don't know. That's much better. Okay, I made some final touches. You walk in. Back here, we have the little bedroom area with a few little posters on the wall, with a chest up here for some storage, and a little couch to look out the window and relax. Then in here, which is the bulk of the room, we've got Casper's desk, and 2 little signs from Paul and Joe and his laptop. Casper's on the dark web. He's into hacking things. I don't know, I thought it was funny. I'm realizing that's why I do a lot of things. No, come back! Whoa! Whoa! Holy whoa! Oh, no, you're not running. No, come back. Come on, Cass. I got a room for you. Look, you're not going to be put under like a stone block and held under the base for 9 months now. You get your own bedroom. Come on. You can put snow all over the floor. Yeah, I had carpet on like every other one to make it look a little fluffy, but I realized it'd be funnier if this room was just filled with snow. Right under the... right into the command position. Bro is going to hack the Pentagon. Yippee, 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 yippee. He's excited. I know. Yes, this has an I-9 in it. I figured you'd want that for all your business on the side. All of your business. Oh, this came together pretty well. Yeah, somehow I gotta make this blend. I gotta put railings up, and I still gotta finish the rest of the walls and the way everything connects together here. Not to mention this entrance. But, I'm tired. I should probably be done. It's been a week. I put 40 hours into Cyberpunk. We're not gonna talk about it. But what we are gonna talk about is how I redesigned this kitchen. I stole these lamps from Pinterest. I put anvils in mine. If you're curious how I did that, I'll show you. I placed a piece of string, put the anvil on top, put the lantern in my offhand, crouch, and then press both mouse buttons at the same time. That places and breaks the string at the exact same moment, thus not allowing it to fall. I think it looks cool. Also, let's add a cake. Now it's perfect. Then I did the front room / the entrance. I wanted to use kelp blocks somewhere, and I somehow managed to make it work. I really don't know how. This came together way better than I thought it would. Listen, I am losing my mind. For some reason, every time I do like an entrance to a house, I make it like a check-in station. So I don't know. That's what this is. It's like a counter, but it works.
Can you guess what the Z stands for? Can you guess what the Z stands for? It stands for dumbass.
And then lastly, this is the living room entrance something. I don't know what the hell this is called. I just added some stuff around to make it look full. Little table over here. Nice view that you can look out. Look at the lake. And I did finish this elevator. I made it a little bit nicer.
Look, there's a little arrow. It tells you where to go.
The only thing I changed is that there's scaffolding here now. The observer with the piece of string broke like 6 times, and I was sick of it. I don't think I changed anything up here. Did I?
Man, don't ask me. I don't know what's going on.
Okay, glad you could tell me. Yeah, the way down is just to walk through the things. That's all I could think of. This video's getting too long. Time for some glamour shots.
Così bella, that's how beautiful you are.
Finally, after nearly 600 real-life days, the house is almost done. It still needs a lot of work, as there are a ton of projects that I need to finish, but the bulk of everything that I intended originally is done. I came up with this plan before I started the series. In the first video, I talked about how it was gonna be built like this. How I planned to build something similar to Stampy's house in my own style. That was the whole goal. I know for a long time there, it seemed like this was never gonna happen. It was a joke in the community that the house was never gonna get done. And ultimately, it isn't finished. There are plenty of things here and there that need to be polished off, but I couldn't be more happy with how this has turned out. This is better in every measure than I initially imagined. And I hope you enjoyed coming along for the ride. This took a lot of time. Not only just, like, you know, getting the stuff done, building it in general, but, like, actually putting this video together. It took a while. So, like, comment, subscribe. I'd appreciate it. But with that, I don't want to drag it on any longer than it needs to be. This is just the start of a ton of projects that I've planned. So there's more to come. And I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye. Chicken jockey on the roof. Chicken jockey on the roof. Would it be funny if I named one chicken and the other one jockey? Chicken jockey.